You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network, the home of the Options Podcast. For more quality options programs, visit theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app available in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Select programs are also available via live stream at mixlr.com/options-insider. That's mixlr.com/options-insider. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, stocktwits.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com. The Options Insider Radio Network is sponsored by Fidelity Investments. Fidelity's Option Trade Builder tool can help you confidently build an options trade in 3 simple steps. Just choose a strategy, select a contract, and then review the benefits and risks of the trade. Learn more about Option Trade Builder at fidelity.com/options. Options trading entails significant risk and is not appropriate for all investors. Certain complex option strategies carry additional risk. Before trading options, contact Fidelity Investments by calling 800-544-5115 to receive a copy of the characteristics and risks of standardized options. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, December 12th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story today is from investing.com. It's the top 5 things to know in the market on Wednesday. First thing to know today is Trump is optimistic on trade. Investors will be keeping abreast of the ongoing trade spat between the U.S. and China amid recent signs the world's 2 largest economies will be able to resolve their differences. In an interview with Reuters, U.S. President Donald Trump said talks were taking place with Beijing by phone, and he would not raise tariffs on Chinese imports until he was sure about a deal. Trump also said that he would intervene in the Justice Department's case against a top executive at China's Huawei Technologies if it would serve national security interests or help close a trade deal. A Canadian court on Tuesday granted bail to the executive in a move that could help placate Chinese officials angered by her arrest. Washington and Beijing have been engaged in a trade dispute for the most part of the year, with both countries slapping on tariffs on each other's products, just in case you didn't know. Second thing to know today is the UK Prime Minister May faces a no-confidence vote. In Europe, British Prime Minister Theresa May will face a vote of no confidence from members of her own Conservative Party this evening, as Britain's planned divorce from the European Union was plunged into chaos. Graham Brady, chairman of the party's so-called 1922 Committee, a group of influential backbench members of Parliament, said the threshold for a vote had been exceeded. The vote is scheduled to take place this evening between 1800 and 2000 hours Greenwich Mean Time. May could be toppled if 158 of her 315 lawmakers vote against her. Speaking outside her Downing Street residence just over an hour after a confidence vote in her leadership was announced, May said she would fight for her job with everything she's got. Third thing to know today is Dow futures pointing to triple-digit gains. U.S. stock futures pre-open pointed to a higher open, with the Dow set for triple-digit gains as optimism over the U.S.-China trade dispute lifted sentiment. Fourth thing to know today is U.S. inflation's data in focus. The Commerce Department published November CPI figures at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, which should give clear signs on the pace of inflation. Consumer prices are expected to have risen 0.1% last month, according to estimates, cooling from October's 0.3% gain. On a yearly basis, CPI is projected to climb 2.2%, down from 2.5% a month earlier. Excluding the cost of food and fuel, core inflation prices are forecast to have gained 0.2% last month and 2.2% over the prior year. Fifth thing to note today is oil prices rally ahead of EIA's weekly supply data. In commodity markets, the U.S. Energy Information Administration will release its official weekly oil supplies report for the week ended December 7th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Analysts expect the EIA to report a drop of around 3 million barrels in crude supplies. If confirmed, it would be the second straight weekly decline in domestic oil inventories. The American Petroleum Institute, said on Tuesday that the U.S. crude inventories dropped by 10.2 million barrels last week. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were up 97 cents, or 1.9%, at $52.61 a barrel, while international Brent crude oil futures rallied 99 cents, or 1.6%, to $61.19 a barrel. Our second story is from investing.com. China preparing a plan to increase access for foreign companies. China is planning to replace an industrial policy with a new program that promises greater access for foreign companies, the Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday, in a move to resolve trade tensions with the U.S. The U.S. stocks rose more than 1% following the report. China's top planning agency and senior policy advisors are drafting a replacement for President Xi Jinping's Made in China 2025 that would play down the country's bid to dominate manufacturing and be more open to participation by foreign companies, the journal reported, citing people briefed in the matter. The Made in China 2025 policy prioritizes development of key industry sectors, from robotics and aerospace to clean energy cars, and has provoked alarm in the West. The plan is set to roll out early next year, when the U.S. and China are expected to speed up negotiations for a deal to end their trade war, according to the report. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use for today, December 12th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart, and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.